Welcome, YouTube world. I'm going to show you how I got to have my created player and my custom roster in my league to actually show up on the starting line. And basically it's how to edit your lineup. So the first thing we're going to want to do really quick, assuming you've already created your roster, you've already created your player, not your my player for the VC and all that stuff there. We're talking about the one that you just create normally. Not the one that you have in my career there. Some people were asking about that. So what you want to do is the following. First of all, I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to quickly jump into my league. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. So the newest one was this one. Yeah, so I'm just going to kind of go backwards because I just want to get right down to it. Just show you how to change your lineup. So you're here. Let me hide my face here. All right. And what you're going to do is hit back. So view the navigation. You can see at the bottom it's a circle on a PS4. You want to tab over at the top there where it says R1, L1 next to League News. Just tab over a couple times to On the Fly Lineups. And right here, you're going to see, for me, I chose Toronto Raptors. And we have On the Bench is the first thing that you see. So you want to pull down on the aim button. I call it the aim button. So either your LT or your L2 button. You're going to go over one. You see how it says custom disabled? That's actually how it is the first time you see it. What you'll do is you'll hit triangle on a PS4, Y on an Xbox One controller, and you'll enable it, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to click X or B on an Xbox, whatever the button is to select. It says it right at the bottom there. You're going to click it, and then it's going to show you that you can cancel, so it means that you've done it right. Use the directional pads to simply go left and right and pick your player, then confirm. Boom. Move over one. Click. Move over until you've got, you know, whatever player that you want. I know this is all wrong here. I'm just showing you, you know, that this, that actually Dennis Rodman was supposed to be there. Anyways, doesn't matter. Now, for the created player, I called him created player. This is where it gets interesting. So this character right here, I know it's Kawhi Leonard. Never mind what he looks like. It's his actual name that you have to keep into consideration here. Hi, I'm back. He will normally not show up. And the reason is because you've got to do the following first. I don't know if there's a better way or another way. This is kind of similar to last year's video that I made, except in this case I was getting rid of players from my team. This is now the section for your created player to show up in your lineup, to even show up, because if you cycle through, he's not going to be there. So you want to go to Features. You want to go to Create Roster. You want to go to User Created Roster. Obviously, you want to go to the one that you chose. My nickname's Moros. That's the one that's got my dream team for the Toronto Raptors. Good for me, okay? And just in case somehow you don't know, you just tab over with the L1 or the bumper button to your created, and that's where you would copy the team and then copy him to your preferred team. So I've already done that, so he's always going to stay there. So we're going to go and go to the Toronto Raptors. And then what you're going to want to do is pull the trigger, whatever button that is, the R2, the RT, whatever. And this is the magic right here. This is what I don't understand, but I got it to work, okay? So when you first create your player, his minutes are going to be, well, whatever. His minutes are going to be at 0, and he's actually going to be at the bottom, whoever you created, and they're going to be in the RES position, as you can see at the very bottom. I think that means resting or rested. What I had done was I had started adding minutes after I subtracted from a player that I was never going to use. So I kind of subtracted the minutes, and then I started adding them to my created player because there was 0 remaining. Then when you back out with the circle button on a PS4, whatever the button is to back out, you'll get this, okay? You're going to get your rotations currently invalid. Ensure that all minutes are allocated and players with unplayable injuries are removed from rotation. So I don't know how to fix it manually. Maybe you guys know how to do it. I'm too much of a noob. I'm just trying to show you how to get that created player to show up even in the selection so that you can customize your own lineup, your starting lineup in my league. So I just clicked have CPU rebuild rotations. And when I did that, it gave my created player here, never mind what he looks like. I just molded the DNA from Kawhi Leonard just for the sake of it. It gave him all the proper ones. So because I got all of my top players, I've got Stephen Curry, Dennis Rodman created. That was just to show you for people that requested this. LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And then obviously the real Kawhi Leonard. All those players automatically, I want to say this now, when I transferred them over to my choosing, to the team of my choosing, which is the Toronto Raptors, I didn't have any issues with the whole minutes thing. They just all showed up the way I was showing it to you at the beginning of the video. In last year's video in 2K19, I couldn't get anybody to show up. I had to start deleting a bunch of players. You don't have to do that because other people will tell you, oh, just drop below 15 or 14 players on your team and your created player will show up. And though that is true, I don't want you to have to sacrifice any of your players. Like Cameron Payne, I'm sure he's a nice guy. I'm never going to play this guy. But you don't have to, like I said, get rid of him. You just pick any player that you're not going to use and just start subtracting a number in the minutes. And then start adding one to the guy that's resting. It's somehow going to make it that the game's reading your mind and it understands, hey, you want this guy to be active. And because he's a good rating, he's just going to show up as one of the main players. Now, if you want to be a smartass and say, well, what if my created player has the absolute lowest rating and I can't get him to show up, then I don't know. Maybe at that point you need to delete somebody. I don't know. All I know is you gotta play with the minutes. This is key to having all your players show up. Me, like I said, out of the box, all the players I took, I traded them. I didn't drop players out like to free agent like I used to do before, and maybe that's why it fixed the minutes properly. Because this Stephen Curry is actually from Golden State all-time team, not just standard Golden State, right? It also made it so that it's fair, so that when I'm playing my league and I'm playing up against the other 30 teams, or the other 29 teams rather, and I face Golden State Warriors, I will see Stephen Curry, because my Stephen Curry is Stephen Curry all-time. Get it? Same thing with like Dennis Rodman. Well, obviously he's not on a current roster. I just went to an old Chicago Bulls team and grabbed him. Same thing with LeBron James. I grabbed him from the Cavaliers or whatever, like an older team, an older year. And either which way, I don't think that matters. So I hope that this helped. This isn't really a tutorial because I don't know the ins and the outs of the minutes. I just don't. But you want to do this first, because if you forget to do the minutes thing for your created player and it doesn't work, you can't just edit it here and then go back and resume your My League. You'll have to start from the beginning, right? Because once you customize your roster here and you save it, you have to then copy it to My League and start a new My League. So just keep that in mind. And as for the game plan, like the minutes per position and all that stuff, as far as I know, again, this is all in the creator roster. I don't think you can do this from inside My League. So that's that. And I hope that it helped you out. I know that I helped me out. So I thought that I would share with people. And it's not because I'm trying to get an extra couple of hundred views on my channel, because I spent almost a few hours trying to figure this out. It was absolutely insane because I don't care about creating a player myself. But anyways, if you have further questions, you can try and ask me. I don't claim to really know what I'm doing. I just want to showcase what worked for me without having to delete or drop some of my team members down to the free agent zone. I didn't want to do it this time around. People were complaining last year a little bit. They're like, oh, it worked, thanks a lot, bro, but I don't want to have to get rid of 2, 3, 4 players off my team. I want to keep my team. Well, that's how you do it. You got to play with the minutes. I just don't know all the intricate little details about them. And if you don't either, let the computer figure it out on its own, and hopefully it just knows that you want to use your created player as a part of the lineup. And then you go back in, like I showed you there, and you edit it. So that's it. If you liked the video, whatever, give it a thumbs up. You didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. I'll make sure when you play the game, your stats on your My Career guy, because a lot of people are into that mode, it gets reset to a goose egg. You get absolutely nothing, and then your guy limps and he like walks really slow, and you're complete trash, and everybody boos you throughout the whole match. And if you want to subscribe to the channel after all those wonderful things I just said about your character, you could go ahead and do that. And if not, well, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care, boys and girls, and I shall see you all in the next video. Bye now.